Welcome to Assen in the north of Holland. It's round 16 of MXGP. Race 1 just around the corner, but it's a big weekend, or it could be a big weekend. It's certainly historic because this TT circuit here at Assen, normally reserved for MotoGP and World Superbike and touring car and anything other than motocross bikes, has been turned into a motocross track with 25,000 cubic meters of sand brought in over the last few days to transform this iconic circuit on what is an historic day then for that reason. But also Romain Febvre could clinch his first world title here for Yamaha in MXGP, but there's a lot of racing, a lot of laps to do here. It's not going to be easy, that's for sure, and Gauthier Paulin, his closest rival, although it's 101 points behind him, it's still mathematical for the Frenchman, for Team HRC, to have a say on that. But we've got a great crowd here in Holland this weekend. And we just mentioned a moment ago, Romain Febvre, 101 points clear of that guy, Gauthier Paulin, the only guy who has a chance to stop Romain Febvre, mathematically at least, from lifting that world title. There's your track, just over 1,500 meters long, deep, grueling sand. But before we go anywhere else, let's take a quick look behind the scenes at JTech Honda. For the Italian JTech Honda squad, it's been a mixed year for their riders, Jens Getterman and Sever Brulyakov, but ultimately a successful one for EMX rider Nick Kurenberg.
It's been some rough years. I was I tried to make it into the GPs. I was not ready for it, but it was the only chance I had, so it didn't work out so well. I had some bad injuries. I've been kicked out everywhere. You know, if you do bad, you know, that's a sport. You do bad, they kick you out. I've been gone for years, actually, and somehow I just woke up someday and I saw the Europeans, and I think like, all right, I can win here. So it's been tough so far, actually. I've never been for a complete season or so far away for going for a championship. So it was new to me, but from the moment I left Lommel last year, I said I want to go for the championship. This year I'm just for myself here. I do everything for myself. I have a great team behind me, and you know, you have to work out together. But on the end of the day, if you're there in a week, you train, you need to do it for yourself. And I really found out that's the key to win a championship. It's crazy to win like a championship in your hometown. You've been traveling the world all year, and to make the final in your own country is just amazing. You know, many people, friends, they all can come to here, and you know, they can see it paid off. And I did my own thing, and it's amazing. You know, it's really surreal.
This last races, like 4 GPs, I can go because I have old injuries and they didn't heal up well. And yeah, the last one was in Latvia. I catch the rear wheel of another rider and had a big crash, and then another guy was just jump on me, and while I was staying, and he destroyed completely the right side of my body. And I went to the hospital, and then we checked out everything, and it was really bad situation with the ankle and the shoulder. So I have to quit now for 2 months of the racing, of the bike training, and that's really sad.
Before the season started, I had so much fun on the bike, everything was going so well, but then when the season started, I missed that feeling. I don't know why. Normally I'm the opposite. I'm more bad in training, and on the weekend when the races are there, I'm pretty good. Only I expected a lot from myself. It's not easy. Every guy is going all for it, and I think I can do more than I already showed this year.
For next year, we stay in Honda. We will have, I think, a better cooperation that also this year we had. We will have 2 riders in GPs and 2 riders in European. We are looking for 2016 now.
Right, Lisa Leyland's down on the grid. And she's with Monster Energy Kawasaki rider Ryan Villopoto.
Hello and welcome to the first race of MXGP. I'm joined by Ryan Villopoto, still a regular face at the GP since his retirement. Ryan, let's talk about the next round because we've got the Monster Energy MXGP of USA. What can the guys expect from that race?
I think it's going to be a good finale. It's going to be a great track. It's one of the tracks that I really liked in racing and really enjoyed it. So nice big track. It's got some good big uphills and good downhills. So you know, I think the guys will look forward to riding it.
And the conditions at this time of year?
It can be really hot. We'll see. I know the weather's been warm down there in California, so I would expect it to be warm. And you know, but you know they've dealt with all the situations before.
And in terms of the MXGP Championship, what are your thoughts on how it's shaping up and how Roman can actually wrap it all up this weekend?
I think it's been a great season so far. You know, Roman's kept it together. He's been riding really well, consistent. He's won a lot of races, and that's what it takes. And you know, I think he's shown that he's the guy this year. So you know, we'll see how these two motos go today, and he has a chance to wrapping it up. And if it were me, I think he's going to do it.
Well, I hope you're right. Thanks, Ryan. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to go to Gauthier Paulin because he's the only man at the moment that can really keep that championship chase alive, but it is slipping away. Gauthier, I know there's probably a lot of pressure on your shoulders for this round. You can still get the title, but what are your feelings at this moment? Because it's not too much in it, really.
I mean, you know, looking at the tracks, just doing moto after moto and be focused on charging and try to lead like Valkenswaard, both moto, and this is the only goal. And we'll see in the future what it brings.
Definitely from yesterday, if we're talking about qualifying, you seemed a lot more focused than last round. But do you still think you can get the title, or are you just going to try not to think about it when you're racing?
Sure, you know, until Roman doesn't got it, it's not over. But still, you know, he's 101 points on the front, and just focus on my riding. You know, since 6 weeks now, I've been hurting my knee and couldn't train like I want. But right now, it feels much better. I can ride the way I want it. So definitely looking at my riding, and if Roman get the title, he deserves it. If not, I'm there for sure. You know, I will charge today.
Have a good race. Thank you. A lot of pressure there for Gauthier Paulin. Time now for MXGP Race 1.
Here's how it looks in the World Championship title chase. Roman Febvre, 597, 101 points ahead of Gauthier Paulin, with Bobryshev just a few points further back in third. Cairoli is fourth, of course, not riding, but Simpson is in fifth. Only 24 points behind Tony Cairoli, so he could jump to fourth this weekend if all goes well. Nargile 6, Van Horbik 7, De Salle 8, Koldenhoff 9, and Todd Waters 10. Here's what happened in the qualifying race yesterday, though. The gate dropped. It wasn't a great reaction for Sean Simpson, but it was for Glenn Koldenhoff on the Rockstar Energy Suzuki Europe machine, and the fans erupted out in the grandstands as he went through ahead of everybody else. On board here with Paulin, who made a great start. He was tucked into fourth place behind Simpson, who then hit the rear wheel of Van Horbik in the next turn, and the two riders almost went down. Simpson stood up and quickly remounted, but he damaged his gear lever in that little exchange. Simpson stuck in third for the entire moto. Jeremy Van Horbik, Roman Febvre, sorry, here, not making a great start. He was outside of the top 10 and stayed there for a few laps, actually, before getting himself into seventh. But Glenn Koldenhoff just checking to see exactly where everybody was. Van Horbik was there in second. Paulin was in third, having just been passed by the Yamaha rider. But those two went at it, and it wasn't long before Paulin was back into second. His Bobryshev, his teammate, was in fourth place on the 777, and the 28 of Tyler Rattray, rolling back the years in what will be his final Grand Prix in Europe before the final two rounds, of course, in Mexico and the USA before hanging up his boots. But Koldenhoff was impressive, pulling away from the established stars. Paulin, Van Horbik, Bobryshev. There was Simpson just behind, and then Febvre started to get in on the act. He was in seventh place behind Sean Simpson at that stage. The Yamaha rider really starting to get his act together as he started to climb towards the front. The fans loving it all out there on track as being very creative with his line choice there, Gauthier Paulin. That's what you have to do in the sand. Double stuff, triple stuff when other guys are hitting everything front end first. Simpson, stuck in third gear, was having a very good ride, but leading up the rest of the riders behind them, in 8th place was Davide Guarnieri on the factory TM. Boutron was behind him, Philip Bengtson on the 24 MX Honda, and the 111 of Dean Ferris on the Will van der Staan Husqvarna. No Christophe Charlier, riding with a slightly damaged meniscus after the last couple of rounds, so opting out of the sand here. But that was Van Hoorbeek almost getting caught by Bobashev. Bobashev was actually riding very, very hard and aggressive, but it was a warm day on Saturday in the qualifying race. And pretty soon it started to tell on the big Russian. Simpson found his way past Rattray, down past pit lane. And Van Hoorbeek got himself back into second with that pass on the 21 of Gauthier Paulin with about 6 laps to go. Paulin then came under attack from his teammate, Evgeny Bobashev, in that battle for third place. And Roman Fevre suddenly got himself up just behind them into 5th, having found his way past Sean Simpson. He then went after Bobashev, who just had a slight problem with the goggles. And that pass there put Fevre up into 4th. He went after Paulin, and those two obviously 1st and 2nd in the championship. So it was a battle of supremacy and the whole psychological thing going on between them. But it was Coldenhoff, though, who was victorious by more than 6 seconds in the race. Van Hoorbeek was second, Paulin, Fevre and Simpson, your top 5. And the way the riders go to the line then, Glenn Coldenhoff, of course, with his first ever pole in MXGP, took 3 or 4 in the MX2 category in his time there, but Van Hoorbeek will go to the line second, Paulin third, Fevre fourth, and the rest. So Glenn Coldenhoff then will go to the line first after picking up his first qualifying race win of 2015, his first in MXGP as well. And there is the 259 on the Rockstar Energy Suzuki Europe motocross machine. He has taken gate 1 right up the inside. Alongside him, Jeremy Van Hoorbeek. And then Roman Fevre. Gauthier Paulin opting to go more towards the middle of the gates. His teammate over there as well, so either side of the box, the 2 HRC Honda riders. There's Nathan Watson just pulling in on the Red Bull Ice 1 factory Husqvarna. The young Brit coming home in 10th place. Roman Fevre just going through the motions, getting himself into the zone. Of course, he has a 101-point advantage coming into this one. If he ties on points with Gauthier Paulin, there, number 21, his closest rival at Team HRC, the championship will be Roman Fevre's, because we have, at the end of this weekend, 2 more rounds to go, Mexico and the USA. And there are 100 points on the table. There's Tyler Rattray, Monster Energy Kawasaki Racing Team, in what will be his final appearance in a European Grand Prix round. Of course, he was world champion in 2008 in the MX2 category, riding for Red Bull KTM Factory Racing. He disappeared to the US. He's been in Europe now for the last couple of years. But it will all come to an end after Glen Helen for Tyler Rattray. Put in a good showing yesterday in the qualifying race, so he'll be looking to pick up a similar result here. There is the 28, Tyler Rattray. Sean Simpson on that 2016 Red Bull KTM Factory machine in the Hitachi Revo colours, of course. There's no Cairoli, no Searle, no Didaika. Saw Ferris there just practicing his reflexes as well, getting himself all fired up for a Fox hole shot. But Ingo Parch, our FIM race director, getting ready to bring us under starters orders here. Just recap, Roman Fevre on a 101-point advantage over Gauthier Paulin. Paulin, the only guy now mathematically possible to challenge Roman Fevre. Yamaha Europe is based down the road in Amsterdam, 2 hours away. He would love to clinch the title here, but if not, he will look to do it in Mexico. And if he doesn't do it there, he will look to do it in the USA. But a big weekend for Yamaha, for Roman Fevre, and for Gauthier Paulin. Great crowd here at the Assen TT circuit. MXGP Race 1 about to get underway. As we go, the gate drops. And charging down into turn 1. And it's Red Bull Ice 1 Husqvarna, and it's Max Nagel. Nagel who takes the whole shot here as he dives into the lead ahead of everybody else. Disappearing We've got yellow flags in the background. So obviously somebody making a mistake over there, but the great crowd here this weekend, as we've already said. But Nagel didn't have a great qualifying race yesterday. He's definitely pulled the pin. He's going here in the early stages of this race. Looks like one of the Hondas behind him. Is it Bobryshev or is it Paulin? As they emerge, it's Bobryshev. The 777, then Paulin right there. Where is Fevre? Well, there's your first three. Boutron is fourth. Fifth for Ferris. Sixth is Koldenhoff on the Suzuki. Seventh is Bengtsson as they come through there. Eighth is the 47, it looks like there, of Todd Waters. And I think there was a flash of blue behind him, so it might be that Romain Fevre is around about 9th or 10th position. There he is, look, in the background. But Max Nagel had a difficult qualifying race yesterday. He is looking to okay, Simpson is down there, so that was turn 3. Simpson then with a lot of work to do. Rattray tucking up the inside. There was Fevre around the outside. So over the line for the first time then. Max Nagel leads, Bobryshev second, Paulin third, Boutron fourth, Ferris, Koldenhoff, Simpson. Wow, Simpson up to 7th place after falling at turn 3. You've got to be kidding me. Todd Waters in 8th, Fevre 9th, Bengtsson is 10th, Van Horvik 11th, Guarnieri 12th, De Wolf 13th, Yamamoto is in 14th place, 15th for Rattray, Larson is 16th, Wout, Watson, Heidecke and De Lint. They are your top 20 as they filter through this chicane over on the back straight there, right in front of the main grandstand area. Simpson right on the rear wheel of Glenn Koldenhoff. A great recovery from Sean Simpson on that. Tachi Revo, KTM just here, number 24. Sun's out, the temperature starting to build. Sun high in the sky, this white sand, almost like beach sand here. 25,000 cubic meters of sand shipped in over the last 4 days to build this racetrack in the confines of the Assen TT road circuit. There's Romain Fevre, championship leader. Just has to beat Gauthier Paulin in this race to open up that gap a little bit more, and he could do doing the same again in race 2. He can tie on points with him overall by the end of the second race, and the championship is his. But not putting himself under any pressure. But he was just a little bit off the pace yesterday in the first free practice session. Looked a little bit more comfortable in time training. But I was talking to Michele Rinaldi just over there in Skybox this morning during a warm-up, and he was saying that the circuit, very unpredictable here. You know, deep and heavy, but then wet in places, damp and heavy. And almost like a Le Touquet Endurapal type sand, where you create really deep ruts. But Simpson has gone through, hasn't he, on Boutron and on Koldenhoff. There he is, look, round the corner. So picking up a couple of positions there. So Nagel, Bobryshev, Paulin. Oh, Ferris 4th, I think Simpson now in 5th place. So, and he's the fastest rider on track as well, a 36.3 compared to the 37.2, and all the 37s around him in the top 4 places. Nagel, Bobryshev, Paulin, Ferris. 39's behind him, Boutron, Koldenhoff, Waters. So Simpson definitely getting his head down. Of course, a double moto winner at Lommel in Belgium 2 rounds ago. There's Fevre. Got Todd Waters behind him. And he's obviously just gone through because Waters was 8th. So Fevre now up into 8th place on that Yamaha Factory Racing Yamalu. Of course, they announced that they've done a deal with Monster Energy with immediate effect. Helmets only for the Yamaha boys. That's why we're seeing him in that liveried helmet. But Bobryshev goes through to the lead. So Bobryshev then taking over the lead from Max Nagel. And Gauthier Paulin queuing up as well. And Antti Pirinen, the team manager there at Red Bull Ice on Husqvarna Factory Racing, saying that it's just the fitness that's letting him down at the moment. Max Nagel, of course, hasn't been on a bike for 5-6 weeks prior to the last round in Mantova. Mantova, a tough place to come to anyway, but this one even more so, as the 3 top riders in this race just getting a little bit out of shape through that rhythm section into turn 3. Great showing from the HRC boys. I wonder if team orders will start to come into play here, just to draw it out a little bit, if Bobryshev will have to move over. and let his teammate through once he gets into second place, and then maybe ride shotgun. Be interesting to see if that is the case. Don't normally get those kind of team orders. Normally it's a given that you just help your teammate anyway if you can, and Paulan up the inside of Max Nagel. Going to get the drag on him. Will he drop it across the front of the Husqvarna? Yeah, at the end of the straight. A slight mistake there from Nagel. So HRC 1 and 2 on lap 3 here. So Bobryshev leading. Paulan here, 21, lead rider in shot. He's in second position. Slightly recovering now from that knee injury that he picked up when he went down that slow right-hander at Lockett, just behind the pit lane area. So Nagel is now in third place. Simpson up to fourth. Ferris now in fifth position. Just seeing the background there. Then Koldenhoff is sixth. Fevre up to seventh. Waters up to eighth. Van Hoorbeek up to 9. Boutron down to 10th on that Marchetti Racing Team KTM. Bobryshev faded yesterday in the qualifying race. Just lost his rhythm a little bit. Maybe Gauthier Paulan will be mindful of that, but he can't afford just to sit there waiting for his teammate to fade potentially. But Roman Fevre, 13 seconds off the lead of Evgeny Bobryshev, and a lap time of 1:37.2 is about 0.7 of a second quicker than Paulan. Replay at the start. Good reaction there from Glenn Koldenhoff and Hoorbeek alongside him. Fevre didn't do too badly there either, but then got squeezed down the straight. Look, that's where it all went wrong for Fevre. But it was Max Nagel with the foxhole shot. Boutron there in second. Oh, Simpson going from one side of the track to the other. On the rear wheel now, number 12 here, Max Nagel. So Simpson in fourth for Hitachi Revo KTM. Very, very tough circuit. This part of the racetrack in the paddock area of this Assen TT racetrack. Oh, Simpson taking a hit there through that left-hand turn. Goes to the inside, a mistake from Nagel, who went wide. Simpson looking for momentum. That berm is building itself up because that was blown out in MX2, and almost losing the front end there and the back end from Sean Simpson. Bouncing from one side of the track to the other. These conditions have his name written all over it. Turn your mind back to Lommel, folks. So Simpson now up to third. We've got 22 minutes plus 2 laps to go, or thereabouts. The back marker just ahead of them as they reach the end of the start straight into turn 1. There's the 2 HRC Hondas. Paulan, the second rider in shot, going after his teammate who looked like he made a mistake at the end of the wake section. Here's Ferris, 1:11. Oh, he's still right there, isn't he? Bobryshev still leading his teammate. HRC 1 and 2. An impressive crowd here at Assen. So Bobryshev, a lap time 0.4 quicker. Sorry, a 1:37.5. Paulan was 1:35.9, but just losing a little bit of ground this time around. And look who's lurking dangerously in the background. In blue coming towards us. Sean Simpson in third place, putting some distance between himself and Max Nagel. Ferris is fifth, Koldenhoff sixth, Fevre seventh, making no inroads, although he's 11.6 seconds down and quicker than Bobryshev, but slower than Gauthier Paulan, his main rival in the championship. So a lot of Yamaha personnel here this weekend, hoping that Fevre can wrap it up, but all the talk has been about that. Gauthier Paulan just focusing and doing his own thing. Glenn Koldenhoff, oh, Dean Ferris going off the track, looking to try and get back on track. Made a mistake over there in the background. Oh, and Roman Fevre very, very tight, trying to get himself past that back marker. So Koldenhoff sixth, Fevre in blue in seventh place, looking to pass the Rockstar Energy Suzuki rider, but the Monster Energy Yamaha, as his girlfriend looks nervously on, dives down the inside at turn 1. Very deep through there. And I tell you what, Koldenhoff playing around with his goggles here quite a lot. I wonder if he's got a load of sand gone down the back of those laminates, because he keeps having a pull, keeps having a look. Simpson, fastest man on track, a 1:34.7, and guess what? He is 2 seconds down on the two HRC boys just here. There's your first three riders in shot. 7.77, Team HRC, Bobryshev leading the way. Paulin in the middle, his teammate in second. Third is Simpson, and almost the whole length of that straight back is Max Nagel. Red Bull Ice One Husqvarna as the back end steps out on that Honda of Bobryshev. Looking a little bit ragged now, the big Russian. Surely his teammate has to pounce now. Great showing from the Honda pair. HRC will be loving this, but up the inside, Sean Simpson. Challenging Gauthier Paulin for second. Dancing around this bomb hole of a track. Holes everywhere, it's like a minefield. And Paulin challenging his teammate, goes to the inside. Side by side as they hit the Monster Energy finish line jump. Bobryshev knows he's there, will probably duly let his teammate through, and does so by the end of the straight. No, he leans on him. Oh, shades of Marquez and shades of Pedrosa and Hayden years ago. The two HRC boys. This time it's motocross, and Simpson goes through to second. Fevre, meanwhile, all over the back of Glenn Coldenhoff. Those two fighting over fifth position now. So Paulin leads the way. He cannot do any more than he's doing here. He said he felt confident. He looked good yesterday in practice and in qualifying. He said on the pre-grid interview that he was feeling better as well. He was able to train, able to ride recently. Watch this. So Bobryshev looks across, sees his teammate there. At that point, you would assume, right, no problem. You can have it. You're going for the World Championship. But watch here. He leans on Paulin. And the two riders touch. Paulin must have been fuming under his helmet. So, Bobryshev, third place for him. There's Paulin leading the way here. Where is Simpson? And I tell you what, that collision as well, Paulin slamming into the side of his teammate at the end there, that handlebar in the ribs, all of a sudden you're riding with a slight injury. And you're riding in a little bit of discomfort there, so hopefully no problems there after making contact with Bobryshev, who just clearly leaned on his teammate, knew that he was there. Wasn't letting him have it easy, was he? Paulin sets the fastest second sector, 48.1 compared to a 49.3 of Simpson. Those two now 2.7 seconds apart. Bobryshev 3 seconds further back in third. Paulin was impressive through there yesterday, jumping right the way to the base and over the first hole there. One of the areas where he's making up time. He was a double moto winner in Valkenswaard this year, his first Grand Prix victory for Team HRC, but just a little bit out of control at the end of the straight there. Had to rein it in a little bit. And Simpson has got him right back in his sights again. That's not 2.7 seconds. Bobryshev third, Max Nagel fourth, Coldenhoff, Fevre. Fevre not making any inroads, not looking comfortable around this Assen circuit this weekend. Roman Fevre, a rider who has had a good run of podiums consecutively since his first visit back in Spain, in Talavera. 10 in a row for Roman Fevre. Here's Paulin, Team HRC, and Simpson right there behind him on the Hitachi Revo KTM through the final corner. And he goes through up the inside. Paulin went the wrong side to avoid a back marker. Sean Simpson leads and sets the fastest lap of the race. A 1:34.1, Paulin a 37.4. Simpson, from out of nowhere, turns a 2-second deficit into a half a second advantage, and he crossed the line at the end of lap 8. Watch this. Back marker there. The 167 just slightly getting in the way. Stuart Edmonds, but he wasn't. He just held his line, and Paulin opted to go wide. And Simpson up the inside. Before you know it, Simpson was through, and he leads on lap 9. And the gap still Very, very tight between Simpson and Paulin. Paulin cannot afford to lose those 3 points. As he heads over on the far side of the circuit, there's a massive gap back to his teammate now, Bobryshev in third. More importantly and more crucially, what's the gap? Bobryshev third, he's 8 seconds clear of Nagel, who's a second clear of Koldenhoff and a second clear of Romain Febvre. So 10 seconds separating Bobryshev and Romain Febvre. There's Nagel, there is Koldenhoff, there is Febvre, just there in blue. Yamaha Factory Racing Yamalube. '62, Clement Gertje just bouncing his way through. He's out of the points in 23rd, and almost running the rear wheel of Koldenhoff, and Febvre here just fighting for his World Championship here. The 461, Romain Febvre looking for slightly different options as the back end steps out on that Rockstar Energy Suzuki, the yellow machine of Glenn Koldenhoff. He crosses the line now in 5th place, but Simpson 1.7 seconds clear of Paulin after 9 laps. Febvre taking a look over to his left to see where Paulin is. It's around 17 seconds now. Can't do any more than he's doing at the moment, Romain Febvre. He's trying. All along he's been saying, not thinking about the championship, not thinking about the championship, although after Mantova a week ago, where he was victorious there in Italy, maybe now we can start to think about the championship. Maybe just riding a little bit tight, but might just be finding it difficult to find a way through. Glenn Koldenhoff, of course, an easy winner in a qualifying race yesterday. A very prolific sand rider. Won the first race in Latvia, remember, won the overall Grand Prix in Latvia. So not going to make it easy for him, nor too is Max Nagel, having an impressive ride on that Red Bull Ice 1 Husqvarna as well, number 12. He's in 4th position. Look how wavy the track is, how many holes there are that the riders are having to deal with. He goes wide. Koldenhoff goes to the inside, decides to follow Rui Gonçalves back from injury. Rui Gonçalves, the Portuguese rider on a 350 Husqvarna. Doing his best to stay out of the way, he knows they're there. The leaders as they come through. Rui just trying to ride himself into fitness for the Motocross of Nations at the end of September, where once again he will represent Portugal. But Sean Simpson with 12 minutes to go. Now 2.2 seconds clear of Gauthier Paulin. Bobryshev 5 seconds further back. Nagel, Koldenhoff and Febvre all there. 4th, 5th and 6th. Van Horbeke a little bit further back in 7th place. Ferris is at 8th, Waters 9th, Bengtson is 10th, Rattray, wait for him to come over the line, in 11th position. Then it'd be Boutron, Guarnieri, Watson, De Wolf, Heidecker, De Lintz, Larsen, Nikolai Larsen in 18th, Rui Gonçalves 19th, and Mike Gibertson in 20th position. Febvre still going after the Suzuki, the Dutchman, the 259, Glenn Koldenhoff. Turn 8. Hairpin that works the way back towards the start area. Romain Febvre looking to regroup and go again. So the gap right now, 6.12, Romain Febvre. Gauthier Paulin, 5.18, 94 points. And that's what Gauthier Paulin's looking for, to leave here with less than a 100-point deficit to Romain Febvre. So 10.5 minutes to go, plus 2 laps. Romain Febvre just losing valuable time and ground here. Just looks like he's lost his rhythm there, and almost through the front door moment for Romain Febvre. Being told, use your head, as Koldenhoff all over the back of Nagel. A good lap for Koldenhoff. Looking to get into 4th position this time around. Romain Febvre made a couple of mistakes that lap. Looks to try to regroup his gap to Sean Simpson, who now has 3 seconds over Gauthier Paulin. He's 22 seconds, so 20 seconds behind Gauthier Paulin, massive feather in the cap for the Honda rider. Which is surprising, really, because Romain Febvre was closing in fast in the qualifying race on Gauthier Paulin yesterday. But Paulin definitely got the measure, getting a good start, getting his HRC machine out front with his teammate. It's Romain Febvre who got buried down the start straight, had to back it off, got squeezed through the first corner. But what a performance from Sean Simpson. Simpson, down at turn 3, came round at the end of the first lap in 7th place. Sean Simpson will hoist himself up to 4th in the overall standings, 1 point clear of Tony Cairoli. Can't ask for more than that, can you? Simpson, the Sandman. Now 4.2 seconds clear of Gauthier Paulin. Eight and a half minutes plus 2 laps to go. Romain Febvre has had a very, very good lap, closing in on Glenn Coldenhoff and Max Nagel. Once again, he's regrouped. He's going after 4th place here in this race. Evgeny Bobashev is a few seconds further up the track, about 11 seconds further up, so not going to do anything about breaking inside the top 3, but Romain Febvre could do with picking up as many points as he can here in this first race. He's 94 down, he's 94 clear of Gauthier Paulin at the moment. The magic number for him to be crowned world champion after 2 races today would be 100 points. As in, the 100-point gap needs to be maintained with the 100 points left on the table from the final 2 rounds, 4 races of the season. But it's 96 at the moment. He could do with finding his way past Glenn Coldenhoff and Max Nagel just here going out of shot, but you can see what a task he's got. He's been there for what seems an eternity. But do not take anything away from Gauthier Paulin. He's 4.2 seconds down, and Sean Simpson doing everything he can to get those points down, to give himself every opportunity to be crowned world champion between now and the final lap of the season at Glen Helen in the USA at the end of September. Here's Romain Febvre up on the pegs. It is a brutal racetrack here at Assen. Deep, deep sand, heavy sand. Square edge bumps, big rolling holes. You really have to be concentrating. You have to be on top of your game. Nagel being urged on by his mechanic. So too Coldenhoff, so too Febvre. 3 seconds. 3 seconds. The distance between these 3 guys as they came over the line, but Coldenhoff just gets bounced off line slightly. That allows Febvre back in front of his home fans. Glenn Coldenhoff putting on a great performance here in 5th position. It's like a football crowd noise out there. Nagel, impressive performance from him though. Never does anything impressive in the qualifying race, but hasn't got the fitness at the moment, that's for sure. But to sit there in 4th place around this kind of circuit, showing that he's not too far off the mark. Look how deep those holes are. He gets bounced. The riders in their post-race interviews in Lommel 2 rounds ago were saying it was the toughest circuit they've ever ridden, apart from Sean Simpson, of course, who was victorious in both races. But this one has got to be right up there as well, as Coldenhoff looking to go through on Max Nagel, who goes around the outside, and Coldenhoff goes through. And the crowd see that on the big screens around this circuit, and they are up down there on pit lane straight. And Febvre looking to go through as well. So with 5.5 minutes plus 2 to go, Romain Febvre looking to get himself up another position into 5th. Goes around Max Nagel and takes it. So Simpson leads 2 3/4 seconds clear of Gauthier Paulin. Oh, and Febvre down the inside of Coldenhoff. Fans all around this circuit here urging on Glenn Coldenhoff. As Nagel just getting bumped back a couple of positions in 1 lap. Simpson, Paulin, Bobashev, Coldenhoff here on the yellow Suzuki. Then Febvre, now 5th. Look at this. He tried to turn early. Couldn't quite get the power down, lost traction. Koldenoff hanging on. Koldenoff hanging on once more. Fevre, far end of the circuit, looking for a way through still. There's Nagel in the background, still not going away. Fevre be picking up 16 points here. If he stays there, obviously Glenn Koldenoff will have something to say about that. Looking like he lost a little bit of ground there, Romain Fevre, through that little wave section. Glenn Koldenoff, though, Rockstar Energy Suzuki Europe. Kevin Strybus and Clement de Sal both here this weekend watching as spectators. He goes to the inside. Fevre looks to go around the outside. Momentum is key here. Gets good drive almost alongside the Suzuki. He's going to try it again at the end of the start straight. Being pushed wide by Glenn Koldenoff. The fans love that. Through the wave section. A little bit out of shape there, though, for Koldenoff. 3.5 minutes to go. Fevre just checks himself. Make sure that everything is okay. Just doesn't want to take any risks through that part of the racetrack. Listen to the roar of the fans here for Glenn Koldenoff. He said in the press conference you could hear it all around the circuit. Romain Fevre then has to regroup again. Looking for a way to find a way past Glenn Koldenoff. These two riders 23, 24 seconds down on Sean Simpson, the race leader. But from Fevre's point of view, every point counts this weekend if he is to be crowned world champion. Six points he's losing to Gauthier Paulin. Paulin on 22. Romain Fevre on 16 from this particular race. But Glenn Koldenoff, just a couple of minutes to go. Looks like he's in control of this fourth place here. Romain Fevre not as close as he was last time around. Urgency from the mechanics down there and the crew and the girlfriend. Trying to ride against a guy who's got this massive support from his home fans. The eyes there from Jeremy van Horbeke. Jerry man, 7th position. Been riding with a slight back injury. Just picked up at a Belgian championship race. And listen to the crowd once again as they support Glenn Koldenoff. Van Horbeke, though, Yamaha Factory Racing, looked very, very comfortable in the qualifying race yesterday. He'll be disappointed to be so far 36, 37 seconds off the pace of Sean Simpson, who now has almost 5 seconds over Gauthier Paulin. There's Romain Fevre in the opposite direction, his teammate. In 5th place. Here's your race leader, though, Simpson. It's going to be 3 laps to go out of the final corner. The Hitachi Revo KTM over the line for the 17th time. Looking to pick up a race win here. Fighting the front of that machine, but it's only his 2nd appearance on that 2016 factory KTM for Sean Simpson. Obviously feeling good at it, feeling good on it, right at home on it. But Simpson, he's clear, but what about Romain Fevre? Oh, Paulin! Paulin's down! Paulin! Has he lost a position to his teammate? I don't think he would have, because there was 11 seconds in it. Watch this. Oh, just got offline completely. Tips it over, picks it up. So what has that done in terms of... Well, Paulin is there. I think he still had a decent advantage over his team. Well, there is his teammate in the background. And Paulin pushing on here. So drama then in the closing stages from Gauthier Paulin through that corner there, a lap ago. And that gives Sean Simpson at least a 6 or 7 second advantage. Right, Fevre also making a mistake. Fevre in the final turn. Oh, burying the front end. Just picking it up though. That would have lost a lot of energy. So both the title candidates struggling here in the closing stages to maintain focus. Thinking of the bigger picture. The gap, 95 points between Romain Fevre and Gauthier Paulin. So it's all going to be on the second race here as to whether Paulin takes the title fight to Mexico or whether Romain Fevre will be crowned world champion. But as you can see, anything can happen here. Again, Romain Fevre looks to his left as he exits turn 1. Looks to see where Simpson, Paulin, Bobryshev are. He knows exactly where Glenn Koldenhoff is, 3 seconds clear of him. At the end of this straight that he leads himself onto now. Romain Fevre, big task at hand in front of this massive Dutch crowd here. The Cathedral of Speed here at Assen TT Circuit. 2 hours north of Amsterdam. Romain Fevre riding for Yamaha Factory Racing. Yamaha Motor Europe are based in Amsterdam, of course, close to the airport at Schiphol. So they're expecting a possible title celebration here, but nobody putting him under pressure. Journalists, media alike, all talking about it. He could win it here. Yes, he knows that. Gauthier Paulin also knows that he can prevent it, and so too the HRC. So it's a massive weekend here for both parties, both teams, both riders. Paulin making a mistake and going down just 2 laps ago. Fevre making a mistake through here and just managing to keep it upright on 2 wheels, but Simpson already over the line 13, 14 seconds ago. Just there, going through, and Gauthier Paulin, we wait for him to come through. He's at turn 1, reaching into turn 2 now. Bobryshev, his teammate, 3 seconds adrift, and then we've got Koldenhoff 8 seconds further back. Fevre still 3 seconds further back in 5th. Not looking like he's going to make any inroads to Glenn Koldenhoff, who could get himself on the podium this weekend. What a noise, what an atmosphere that would be. It's pretty crazy out there on track at the moment. But Sean Simpson showing us why he is one of the best sand riders in the world right now. He can master the sand of Lommel. This is nothing like it. Just a little bit more unpredictable. Yeah, deep. Yeah, rutty. But Sean Simpson, not too worried about that. He knows what he can do in these kind of conditions. And he is mastering the sand once again. 4th place in the championship now as well for Sean Simpson. 1 point clear of Antonio Cairoli. Just 2 more corners to go for the Scot. And the Hitachi Construction Machinery Revo KTM rider will be looking at picking up his 3rd race win of 2015. He does it the hard way as well. He went down at turn 3 on the very first lap, came around at the end of that lap in 7th, and Sean Simpson wins race 1 here at Assen. What a performance from Sean Simpson. Gauthier Paulin crosses the line in 2nd and keeps his World Championship dream alive, at least for another race. Here is Evgeny Bobryshev, his teammate, crosses the line in 3rd. So the 2 HRC riders home in 2nd and 3rd. There's Koldenhoff in 4th. The fans love that. And Romain Fevre is going to have to wait a little bit longer. The Monster Energy Yamaha Yamalube rider crosses the line in 5th place as the 2 HRC boys probably just had a quick word there about what happened earlier on in the race, where Paulin could have been taken out by his teammate as they challenged for the lead. Jeremy Van Hoorbeek will cross the line in 7th behind Max Nagel. And here's Lisa Leyland with our race winner, Sean Simpson, the Hitachi Revo KTM rider. Here he is. He's probably got the biggest smile of the paddock.
Sean Simpson, congratulations. congratulations, third race win of 2015, and shock, it was in the sand.
Yeah, I'm pretty good in the sand, to be fair. I fell off on the first lap, back to about 10, something like that, and then just managed to keep fighting away, came through, ate a lot of roost again, but got the job done. Big thanks to KTM, everyone that helps me out, my dad, my girlfriend, my brother, Step 1 Fitness, yeah, James Medvin, everyone that's been helping me out. They all know who they are, and we're reaching some serious goals at the end of the season.
Good luck for the second moto. Thanks, Sean.
Sean Simpson barely out of breath after 20 laps of racing around this tough, brutal Assen circuit in the north of the Netherlands. Deep sand, once again showing one or two riders how tough it is, but Sean Simpson, bring it on, he says, bring it on. Pretty good in the sand, he said. 2 wins in Lommel, wins the first race here in Assen, and he now lifts himself to 4th place in the championship as well as a result. So the crowd make their way from the grandstands then down towards the paddock area to get a glimpse of their heroes. They'll be busy down there. Zach Gauthier-Paulin saying, don't worry about that. I know it's tough conditions out there. Or was Bobryshev apologising, look, mate, sorry I didn't see you. Even though he looked at him as he came over the finish line jump. Either way, no one losing their rag over a situation that could have potentially gone so much worse, but confirmation of the result in race 1. Simpson wins it for Hitachi Revo KTM. Paulin second, HRC ahead of his teammate Bobryshev third. Koldenhoff on the Rockstar Energy Suzuki fourth. Fevre, Yamaha Factory Racing was fifth. Nagel, Red Bull Ice One, Husqvarna was sixth. Van Horbeke seventh. Ferris, Wilvo Nastan, Husqvarna was eighth. Waters 9, and Rattray, Monster Energy Kawasaki was 10. The 24 MX Honda of Philip Bengtson was 11th. Nathan Watson 12, the Factory TM of Guarneri 13. Marchetti Racing Team KTM of Boutron was 14th, Jeffrey DeWolf was 15th, the Sarolts Honda of Angus Heidecker was 16, Jeremy Dillon 17, Gonsalves, Larson and Gisbertson, your top 20. The championship looks like this. 95 points separate Romain Fevre and Gauthier-Paulin. So Fevre needs just 5 more points than Paulin in this second race. Simpson up to 4th, Cairoli down to 5th, Koldenhoff now up into 8th. DeSalle drops to 9th, Waters stays in 10th. So Romain Fevre, if he wins race 2 and Paulin finishes in 3rd, that is the difference of 5 points. That takes the gap to 100 points, and mathematically that is done because Romain Fevre has more race wins, more Grand Prix wins. He will not be caught. He will be crowned world champion. See what I mean about the sand? It's more like a beach sand here, so it gets rained on, the water sits on the top and it becomes very grabby in that respect. So I'm sure the organisers will be a little bit mindful as to how much they put on top, because right now the conditions are heavy but very, very good. So work going on the start straight. Jumps will get fixed. There's about an hour's break between this race and MX2 race 2, of course, which will be the next race on our broadcast. But here's the highlights of MXGP race 1. The gate dropped. Romain Fevre tried to roll it, but it was Glenn Koldenhoff who got a little bit squirrely going into turn 1. And it was Max Nagel who pulled the foxhole shot. Boutron was right there behind him, so too were the 2 HRC boys. But as they came through the wave section here, a well-placed Sean Simpson just lost the front end going into there. Look, lost it, picked himself up, came round at the end of the first lap in 7th place. Ahead of some of his rivals. There he is, just in the foreground there, but it was Bobryshev who led after finding his way past Nagel, who was then caught and passed by Paulin. It was an HRC 1-2. Paulin went after his teammate. as Simpson homed in on Nagel. That pass put him into third place when he went around the outside of the German. Eventually, in the next couple of corners, Koldenhoff was right there, struggling just with goggles at that time in terms of he might have, as Ferris just went off track. But watch this here, Paulin at the inside. Boom, the two Hondas almost, well, they did touch. Paulin had to be aggressive, force his way down the inside of his teammate, who probably didn't realise that he was closing in from the outside there. But anyway, immediately after that, Simpson found his way into second and went after Gauthier Paulin. And Simpson capitalised here, thought about the task at hand, went to the inside, stayed clear of the back markers, and it was an easy route through as Paulin got held up. Blue flags were waving, but such are the conditions here, difficult to get offline and keep it upright. So your first three were through. That was Nagel in fourth, number 12. Fifth for Koldenhoff, sixth for Fevre. Fevre almost finding a way through at that moment. But no matter how hard he tried, Fevre not able to close in or do anything about Koldenhoff, who then found his way past Nagel, got himself up in the fourth. Fevre then went through, ran the outside, got himself into fifth. Nagel then pushed back to sixth ahead of Van Hoorbeek, Ferris, Waters and Rattray, your top 10. Fevre having more than one stab at trying to find a way past the Suzuki of Glenn Koldenhoff. Almost went down as well. A few laps from home, managed to save it. At the same time, Gauthier Paulin was having his own problems in second position. Just lost time more than anything else and not position. But it was a frantic end to what was an already tough race for these MXGP guys here at Assen. Fevre in the end looked like he'd settled for a fifth place finish behind Koldenhoff, realising it was better to pick up the points. Bobryshev came home third, Paulin second, but it was a third race win of the year for Sean Simpson and Hitachi Revo KTM, winning by 7.8 seconds. And right at the start of the race, the Fox Hole shot went to Max Nagel and the Red Bull Ice One factory Husqvarna. And here's how we did it. In terms of the whole shot classification, Nagel now on 9, Cairoli on 6, Fevre on 5. As the work goes on then, let's just have a look at some of the better moments so far. Some of the more frantic moments then here, MXGP Race 1 at Assen. But we're out of time here. We'll see you in about an hour's time for MX2 Race 2. We hope you can join us then. Bye for now.